Hello creatives, how are you? I am Maiane, a Brazilian graphic designer, and this video is a part of the Adobe Creative Residency Community Fund I have received to develop a UI accessibility kit. I will leave in the descriptions a link to the Adobe Creative Residency Community Fund and so you can check and you can apply either, so you can maybe receive for between $500 and $5,000. So it's so cool to develop a project for your own, or you can develop a project for Adobe. So you can try that, which is pretty cool, and I'm a proof that some people really achieve it. So try. Into these videos, I have been sharing the entire process of creating this accessibility kit. In this video, I will talk about the accessibility research I have started to make, and I will also talk a little bit about the WCAG, which is the government for accessibility to the web, and I will also talk about some kinds of disabilities that are more common and how they are classified. For us to start, I will briefly talk about the accessibility research I have made. I was researching about some data that I saw that I could share, because it would be so fun if I could share this amount of people have some kinds of disabilities. But I found out that it wouldn't be what I was looking for, because more than talking about numbers, I was trying to talk about people. And when I was doing my research, I have come along with these two videos that I have shared already on my Instagram yesterday, that are A Day with Jeff and A Day with Danny. These videos, they share a whole day in the life of these people. Jeff, he's a man who have essential tremor, which is a problem that he starts trembling. I don't know how to say that, but he shakes his hand like that, which I shouldn't laugh, but it's pretty sad actually. But he starts to shake his hand every time he comes close to an object like that, and he can't do a lot of common stuff that most of us can achieve. For example, there is a part of the video that he is trying to cut a tomato, and he's like that, and we don't know if he will be able to achieve this or don't. So it's pretty interesting to watch this kind of videos, because they show to us how these people deal with their disabilities, their problems during their lives. And this made us think about how we must provide this to all of these people who have actually to everybody, because all of us have some kind of problems with something, like, sometimes I can't read so good, or sometimes I can't hear so good. Too many people have a lot of different kinds of disabilities, and we must provide them good content, accessible content. And I have also seen this sentence at the Human Interface Guidelines from Apple, and it says like that: accessibility is about making information available for everyone, regardless of their capabilities or situations. It means that we don't need to create an accessibility screen just for people who have disabilities, but for everybody. Every content must be accessible. It doesn't matter who will access, but everybody must have the ability to reach your content. Everybody must have the ability to access your website or your mobile app. Never mind, you must create content that's meant to be used by people. And talking about it, there is this WCAG. It's kind of the government for accessibility for the web. And they set the rules about what you must achieve in order to have a website that's accessible. And this WCAG, it was created by the W3C, which is like the government for web, and there are a lot of good people there, researchers and good employees who are working with these kinds of rules, some good guidelines to follow. It's a trusted website, so you must trust that and you must try to follow their rules, their criteria. And this WCAG, it has 4 principles. First one is perceivable. It means that your content, it must be perceived by people, which means that they must have the ability to see and listen your content. And the second principle, it says that your website must be operable. It means that people should be able to use your website. If your website have a button, people must have the ability to click on it. It doesn't matter how, if they will do that with their voices or if they will use the keyboard, or I don't know how they can achieve that, but you must provide different ways to do that. And this is with a button, but with a form, they must have the ability to fill the form or to send an email. Never mind, everything that is in a website, it must be achievable by everybody. And the third principle, is that your website, it must be understandable. It means that people must have the ability to understand your website. Whoa! And the fourth principle, it says that your website, it must be robust. And in their concept, robust means that your website must maximize the compatibility. They must be responsible and people must have the access to it in different situations, different kind of screens, different kinds of assistive technologies, and so on. The most common versions of the WCAG is the 2.0, which has 61 criteria, and the 2.1, which adds 17 criteria to the 2.0. It's so hard to talk numbers in English, sorry. These criteria, they are divided into A, AA, and AAA. The A criteria, when you look for the WCAG, you will see that they have besides all of criteria, there's like, for example, criteria 1, provide alternative text. And there is A besides it. It means that this is a criteria. And some of them have the AA or the AAA. The A criteria are the most important because are the things that will do to your website and they will achieve a wider number of people. So you must have at least you must achieve at least the A criteria to have accessible website. Then after you have done all the A criteria, you go to the AA and you complete these tasks. And then you go to the AAA, what you gotta see is that the AAA is so hard. And just a few amount of websites have the AAA. So mostly you must try for reach out for the A and the AA. But start for the A, which is already kind of difficult, but it's totally worth it. Well, talking more about kinds of disabilities, we will see that if you ask me, but if I have a website that has a AAA, he have achieved all the criteria that the WCAG provides. Is this website accessible for everybody? No, it's not. It means that there are people who have multiple disabilities, and for these people it's so hard to develop a website that they can have fully access, because sometimes, actually, let me start by talking about the kinds of disabilities. There are 4 main kinds that are vision, hearing, physical and motor, and literacy and learning. Vision is for people who have a hard time to see. And for example, if you are old and you can't see so good, or if you are blind. And there is also the second kind of disability, that's the hearing disability. and some people just can't hear so good. And there is also the physical and motor for people who have problems, like they can't move, or in the case of Jeff, who I have told that he shakes hands like that, he can't do motor stuff so accurate. And there is also the literacy and learning disabilities for people who can't speak, read, or they have some kind of difficulty to stay focused. And for these people, it's hard already to create a website. But if they have multiple disabilities, for example, if they can't move and they have some hard time to hear, then it will be much more harder to create a website. Or for example, if they can't see and if they can't hear, it's so hard to create something that they will be able to watch, they will be able to achieve. And of course, you must ignore them just because they have multiple disabilities. But you must maintain your focus on trying to achieve what will be better for most. This is why the WCAG have this A, AA, and AAA. You start by A, and then you go to AA, and then you go to AAA. Because accessibility is it's not about making everything accessible for everybody. Because probably you won't achieve it, but you can try, and this is worth it, because the more accessible you can create a website, more people will be able to watch it, more people will be able to achieve the tasks, to subscribe, to click, and to interact with your website. And this is very important, because you are providing them and providing to everybody a better experience. And this is making accessibility. It's making a web content available and easy to use for everybody. And this is very important. This is why we must follow it. And hopefully I will provide a good UI accessibility kit, so you will be able to use it to create better websites. And this will make your life easier for developing good websites. And of course, if you liked the video, if you liked me with my bad English, please subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on Instagram, because there I'm sharing my process every day. And you can also leave your comment. Please tell me what you are thinking about that. Are you understanding my English? So let's build it together. Thank you.